I think the liver is the brain below the belt. We know it's vital for life, but we don't exactly know why.
Since seeing her first patient with advanced liver disease while training at Johns Hopkins University, Mae Diehl has dedicated her career to unlocking the mysteries of the human body's heaviest organ. Today, she is an international authority on non-alcohol-related fatty liver disease and is heralded for her seminal work on liver regeneration.
I was mostly studying people who had alcohol-induced fatty liver disease. Around the same time, people were beginning to talk about an alcohol-like liver disease that was apparent in people who claimed they didn't drink alcohol.
With her curiosity piqued, she went to the U.S. Armed Forces Institute of Pathology in Bethesda to try to figure this out.
They had accumulated a set of these biopsies from patients who claimed they didn't drink, and yet they had alcohol-like liver disease.
Working with pathologist Zach Goodman, they confirmed the existence of non-alcohol fatty liver disease and set out to determine its prevalence, which initially was believed to affect 5 to 6% of the population who tended to be obese or diabetic.
And in fact, we now know it's way higher than that 25% of the population has some form of fatty liver disease.
In the early 2000s as a professor of medicine at Hopkins, and then when she moved to Duke in 2004, Diehl focused her research on liver regeneration. Her lab performed the definitive work showing that the hedgehog signaling pathway played a key role, as well as important roles in other aspects of liver pathobiology and human health. Drugs are currently in development to stimulate the hedgehog pathway to combat certain types of cancer. Diehl was recruited to Duke by former chair of medicine Pascal Goldschmidt, who she knew at Hopkins.
And I had no knowledge of Duke at all. In fact, I wasn't quite sure how it was different from UNC. I don't know if I want to say that.
Before long, though, she was sold.
I came down and I said, whoa, who knew? The environment was very collaborative and exciting.
She says her most important work at Duke is taking care of patients as a provider, as an administrative leader, and as a teacher mentor to the next generation of physicians and researchers. She is a strong role model for female students and future scientists.
When I look back and I realize the number of people that I've mentored and we still have very close relationships, it's great to see how they've blossomed and gone on and developed their own careers, and it's kind of like having a big extended family.
As a result, in 2011, she won the Duke University Translational Research Mentoring Award, which she said is among her most meaningful honors. She has received the Distinguished Achievement Award from the American Association for the Study of Liver Disease, was honored by the British Society of Gastroenterology, and was an invited speaker for the Nobel Prize Committee in Sweden. Her husband, Louis Diehl, is a Duke hematologist-oncologist.
He's definitely my best friend, and we've been married for now close to 45 years.
They have 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. Once a serious runner who qualified for the 1972 Olympic trials, recent injuries have shifted the majority of Diehl's running to indoors.
Treadmill, elliptical, biking.
Remembering the event when she received the Distinguished Achievement Award from the American Association for the Study of Liver Disease, she said something special happened that night that gave her children a unique perspective.
The number of people who came up to my kids and said, oh, your mom really helped me. And that's important.